All right. Ladies, who's excited to be here tonight? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Mary Kay New Year. I'm excited to have you all on here tonight. We are excited to have you all on here tonight. And so we are going to be talking about some really dreamy stuff, like amazing, fabulous, like brain altering, awesome stuff. And so before that, I want to do a little bit of recognition. And we're going to spin the wheel. We're going to spin the wheel for people, and I'll spin the wheel last, so I'll give everybody a chance to get on. But if you submitted points, your name, and by the way, submit them by noon Central Standard Time. When you submit points, you go into the prize drawing. So I can see from Azure's reaction, she submitted points. And so, ladies, guess what? Even if your points are zero, but we're creating great habits. And so give yourself a pat on the back if you did that. Okay, so we'll give everybody time to get on. And let's go ahead and talk about some of the things. So ladies, our theme this year is a million dreams. And you know what? There are some units on here that are going for a million, like becoming $1 million units. There are women on here that are going for great big dreams. There are women on here, and each one of us, we're going to talk about dreams. We're going to talk about goals because that's what drives us as leaders, is helping you achieve your goals, your dreams, and make great things happen. Because when your dreams happen, all of our dreams come together in a great woven little blanket, and it's like a great big hug, and it blesses everyone. And so we want to show you how to achieve your dreams and goals this year, and then how to pass it on. So who has seen those all-star bags? You guys, the all-star bags, so fun. So make sure you've got your focus on being a star consultant, which is a quarterly rewards program from Mary Kay. That started June the 16th, and the first quarter goes June 16th to September the 15th. So make sure that you have your eyes on the bags and you know what your goals are this quarter. Also, tennis bracelet for the quarter sales. Did y'all see that? It's gorgeous, really fabulous. And all of us are going to seminar this year. And so seminar is where dreams are born. And we would love to see you at Mary Kay Seminar in Fort Worth. And so contact your independent sales director if you have questions. But guess what? It's not too late to register. Register now so we can hook you up with roommates and carpool people and get you there in style and having fun. Okay, how about the cruise? Who's on target for that awesome cruise? Guess what? Who's on target for those amazing, is it Gucci sunglasses and the crossbody? Oh my goodness. Yes, lots of exciting stuff. It's not too late, even if you're at zero right now, it's not too late to earn these prizes. There are such great strategy. Talk to your independent sales director about that for sure. And by the way, in my opinion, best strategy for that is book 8 appointments in the next 2 weeks to hold at least 5. You will see massive growth. A girlfriend of mine, she is working with her consultants to do the skincare class playbook, and she did 8. She booked 8 parties to hold 5 in 2 weeks. She had $4,000 in sales, 5 new personal team members. And that's when those points start multiplying like crazy, girls. So don't miss out on that. Also, real quick, okay, so a million dreams. So if you haven't noticed on our little app or on that landing page that you all should have saved on your phone, there is a weekly points sheet. I hope that you all will print one of these off, or at the very least, zoom in and look at what the points, the definitions of the points are. And so like a party, that is an in-person or virtual party that has 3 or more in attendance and they're over the age of 18. And so if you have questions, always reach out to your sales director. If you're like, okay, I'm not quite sure I know what this means. A facial, sometimes there was some confusion, I think, during COVID, like a facial, a double facial, things like that. A facial is when we get together with someone either in person or virtually, just like we are right now. Because you guys, you don't just want to give samples to people and send them on their way. That is not a facial at this point. So give them, if you have to give them samples, if they're not local, set up a time to get together with them and teach them about our skincare. And so that definitely counts. Okay. So, but if you have questions about any of the points, look through here. Let us know what you have questions about. We would love to help support you because this is designed for your success. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and let's do the spinner wheel real quick and see who wins because we have some ladies that turned in points tonight. I think that hope that I don't forget to, and by the way, must be present to win. Is Betsy Dudley on here? Betsy, Betsy, Betsy. Congratulations, Betsy. Uh-oh. Ah, okay. Well, we don't see Betsy this time, but Betsy, if you're watching the replay, congratulations on turning in your points. I am so super proud of you. Okay, let's go ahead and spin again. Spin, spin, spin. And our prize winner for tonight is Jackie Butts. Congratulations, Jackie. You're the winner of a $5 gift card. Well, it's a either Cash App or Venmo. Sister, just let me know which you would prefer, and I will get you your cash just for turning in your points today. So congratulations, Jackie. Okay, and I want to go ahead and start with, by the way, number 4 and number 3 in points were $1.50 apart. And so I do want to congratulate Miss Jackie Butts because Jackie was number 4. Congratulations. Number 3 with 652 points and 5 facials, Lisa Brooks. Woo-hoo! All right, Lisa, can you unmute and hop on real quick?
Yes, ma'am.
Lisa, tell us, how are you meeting these people to do facials?
It's actually where I used to have clients that I used to take care of, and one of my best friends lives there. I went over to one of my coworkers' houses 2 weeks in a row now, and this time we did a facial on her mother-in-law, and her 2 daughters.
Oh my goodness.
And then one of her mother-in-law's friends from the apartment complex. And then on Friday, I had a Zoom call with an insurance agent who lives up north by, well, we used to call it Great America, but it's up by Chicago. And I said something. She says, "What do you do for fun on the side?" And I said, "Well, I'm a Mary Kay consultant." "I haven't heard of that since I lived in New York 20 years ago. Can you hook me up?" So I sent her my link to my shop, and I sent her the e-catalog, and I'm going to follow up in about 5 days and see if she needs anything, if she would like me to send her samples, so on and so forth.
I love that, Lisa. You know what? Way to go. Looking for champions and boldly telling people what you love and what you love to do. And great job being equipped, having that digital stuff on hand, having your My Shop set up, and also having that digital catalog available. So, ladies, if you don't have that digital catalog, talk to your independent sales director about that. I know I've got a copy of it. I'm happy to send it to anyone. Okay? All right. Great job, Lisa. Woo-hoo! Okay. Who is our number 2? Oh my goodness. Well, this beautiful lady had a rock star solo party yesterday. I'm super excited for her. This last week, she had 1,268 points, and she is from the Jana Strunk unit. She did skincare classes. She's booking like crazy, and her name is Sierra Bomia. Sierra, hop on here, sister. Unmute, can you?
Hello.
Hi. Hey, I am so super proud of you because you have just taken off in your business, and you are booking parties and you're booking follow-ups, you're selling the product. What do you think? And yesterday was kind of your first solo party.
It
What
was.
what is did you feel pretty confident doing the party?
I did. I felt a lot more confident than I was expecting to. So I was super happy about that. And I kind of let everybody know at the very beginning, like, this is my first solo party. I love honest feedback. I love constructive criticism, like, let me know, like, honestly, and doesn't have to be favorably, like, let me know how I did, because I take all of it into consideration and I will learn from it. If there was things or products that I didn't have that you wanted to see, or things we didn't get to, or whatever the case may be, just let me know. And they all honestly gave me amazing feedback, so I was super excited about that. They all really enjoyed themselves. We had great snacks, great girls time. They loved the charcoal masks.
Wow.
And just kind of, I don't know, it went a lot longer. I'm still trying to get my party time down a little bit for sure. Um, but it was a great time, and I had a great group of ladies, and they really enjoyed it. And I actually had two from the party that booked another future party with me for themselves. So I was super, super excited about that. And my host just got lots of great rewards, and she's really excited about that too. So
I love that. So you're booking lots of parties. Like you've got lots of future parties going, and what drives you and what is exciting you the most about your future parties, and like what is a dream that's in your heart? Okay, so
I would say what drives me is just seeing the excitement about our products from each of the individual ladies that try them, especially with the charcoal mask, and kind of launching different ideas from there. Like, we had this great idea of one of the ladies doing like a detox party kind of thing, where we do the charcoal mask, we do like the foot soak with like the mint bliss energizing leg and feet lotion and the satin hands, and just doing like a body scrub detox kind of get together, and coming up with all these ideas with them in real time, I think, is just really inspiring. And seeing what gets them excited gets me excited. And just lady time, I love being able to pamper women and empower women, and seeing them feel good about themselves drives me and lets me know that what I'm doing is for many purposes, but especially one to, put a smile on any different ladies or males. I haven't had any males yet, but any of these ladies' faces and seeing them love our products makes me love it even more.
I love that. I love your passion for this product. I love your passion for this business. And Sierra, I just, you're just amazing. And the reason why your parties are going longer is just because you're so excited. And it's hard
I
to
do
like
talk
narrow it
about.
down, but we will get it done, sister. And so
Yes.
congratulations.
Thank
Thank you
you. And
so
I'm so
much for
excited to
being
go to
on
seminar
tonight.
too with you
Yay.
guys.
Yes, she is registered for seminar, and y'all, Sierra has 43 over 4,300 points for the cruise, and so and it's no wonder Laurie Parks has got almost 22,000 points already, you guys. And like, okay, Sierra's on her team, and so is Judy, and they're doing parties. And like, if y'all weren't on earlier, Judy just did a party today that had $787 in sales with three people.
Oh,
Boom.
that's incredible. That is
So
incredible.
yeah,
Congrats to
yeah.
her too. That's
Yay!
amazing.
We'll hear from her next week, I bet. So, um, anyway, all right, it is time to hear from our queen of the week. And so, our queen this week, she had 1,301 points, and she had $851 in sales this week. This chick is super seller supreme. Also, bookings. She's getting bookings, facial appointments, sharing the products. And so it's from the Jana Strunk unit, Laurie Parks. Woohoo! Laurie, hop on here. We can't wait to hear what is driving you in your Mary Kay business. Why is June important to get a really great jump start?
Well, if you're going for any awards, then you need to get started as soon as possible. But I just like doing what I'm doing. Talking to people, um, doing that playbook has helped me a ton because I'm not forgetting stuff now. And I had a party yesterday here. Judy came over and helped me with that. But it's just fun, and I like meeting the people and making people feel good about their skin and being busy.
I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. Well, you do such a great job at doing what you do. So, Lori, thank you
And
so
I'm not
much.
gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie, that bracelet is really beautiful.
I bet that's going to be on somebody's vision board. We're going to be
Yeah.
we're talking about vision boards tonight, by the way. And so I'm going to turn it over to the amazing Suzie Moeller. Suzie, let's, we're super excited to learn from you tonight.
Well, I'm just
Guide
super
us.
excited learning from all these guys. Oh my gosh. And I have to, I mean, you guys are rocking it. I just love it. And I want to say something. I think many of our number one fears, I'm going to run out of people. And so look at Lori. She sold $60,000 last year, and she's still having parties right now. That means she hasn't gone through all the people in the world, right? And I'm not saying that sarcastically. That is the number one thing that has always, I'll go through good times and bad times, but the number one little negative doubt that will come in my head is you're out of people. Who are you going to know? Nobody wants parties. Boom! Lori is showing us that's all not true. And you guys, that's why we meet together to encourage and inspire each other. So thank you all. Sierra, thank you. Lisa, thank you for working your business and getting on here to share. And those of you who are not in the top three, thank you for getting on to grow and learn. Like, there is nothing that inspires me more than being around people that want to grow. It's not the winners that inspire me, it's the people that are growing with me. So thank you for that. And I'm excited about vision boards. Yes. Am I talking too fast? Am I screaming in the screen? Okay. So this is one of my favorite topics so much, so much. Okay. Here's what I think we're going to do. I'm confirming this with Jana and Allison, but I think we're all staying in this room tonight. Is that right? So I'm going to talk just a little bit about vision boards in general. Then I'm going to tell a little story about a true story, not a made up story. And then Jana and Allison are going to do the same thing. And the reason that we're sharing this week is because we are at the position of sales director where this is our career income. So we want you to know that how this has affected our lives. And then if we have time, I'm going to close with a little bit of I don't want to say a guided meditation, but questions, because we're going to encourage you to create a vision board and come back next week and share it. Why share it? Well, I'm going to tell you why, because there's big power in accountability. So let me start with my story. This was seminar probably maybe 15 or 12 years ago. So I've been going to seminars as long as I've been in Mary Kay, since 2001. And my daughters were 3, 5, and 7 when I started Mary Kay. And of course, it was always tears when I left, but I knew I had to go to seminar. That's not my story. This year, this seminar story year, they got to come with. Not because I was on stage, although I tried hard. I mean, I was on stage, but only the queen gets to bring her family. So they stayed in the hotel. They were teenagers, and my husband always comes to seminar. And when it was over, we were going to go do some stuff in Dallas. So there are 3 teenagers. They're waiting for me. It's the last day of seminar. This is the story. This is the start of our training. I say, find somewhere that we want to go out to eat, that we want to go souvenir shopping. You guys pick whatever you want to do. As soon as it's over, I'll come over and we'll go. So Todd and the girls are in the hotel room. Now, by the end of seminar, you're emotionally exhausted. It's so amazing. It expands your thinking. So I change clothes, we get in the car. I say, where are we going? Nobody knows where we're going. We're driving in downtown Dallas, which we do not live in a big city like Dallas. So I'm already stressed. Nobody can make a decision where they're going. I got so mad, I deleted Yelp from my phone. Then the kids in the back, Mom deleted Yelp. That was in the years that we had Yelp. Mom deleted Yelp. Then we're getting bickering. I told you guys to pick where we want to go. Todd starts driving. Tell me where you want to go. It was a nightmare. We all got in a family fight. Why? We had no vision. We did not know where we were going. I am not kidding you. We drove into a parking lot and had a big old family fight. It's a big family joke now, but it wasn't then. So I thought I would show you how important vision is by showing you what happens when you don't have one. And it's the same thing with your business. If you don't have a vision of where you're going, when the hard parts come, and they will, you will quit. You will back out. You will slowly just ease out of your business. And I know because I've done it before. But when you have a vision of where you want to go, it will pull you. Now, let me just tell you a couple things. Vision is not discriminatory. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter how long you've been in this business or not been in. It doesn't matter what color you are, what your education is. A vision is even talked about in the Bible. And so, as I talk about this real quick, I want to say I'm using the word vision loosely. It's a vision of what you want your life to look like. It's a little different than goals. It might be dreams, but what I'm talking about tonight is having a picture of what you want your life to look like and how Mary Kay can support that. Because yes, I want the diamonds, I want the trip to Rome, but there's some things that I want even more than that. Flexibility, financial choices to pay my bills so I don't have to work another job. And so when you have a vision of what you want for your life, that's not the quote I wanted. I have a really good quote now. You have to find it. Vivid visualization can impact your destiny. And so when our meeting is over, I have a recording by Jeannie Martin, who's a retired national sales director. And it's so good. She created it in 2020 on lockdown. And it was about vision boards. And my children were adults by then. I think 2 of them were married. And I paid them to watch her video and make a vision board. That's how much I believe in it. My kids all make vision boards from when they were little to when they were big. But let me tell you some statistics about science. So this isn't me getting all hyped up. This was a study by Dr. Gail Matthews where they studied people who wrote down their goals. And goal, I'm using again goal and vision loosely, but people who wrote them achieved them much more significantly than those who just thought about them. And so then when people shared them with a friend, like we're going to do next week, it even went up. The group with accountability achieved about 76% of their goals, compared with the group who compared with 43% who kept the goals in their head. And it goes into it. It's not magic. It's neuroscience. It's telling your brain what it wants. So I'm going to share a story of my first vision board goal poster. It was, I began my business because I wanted to do this as a career. I wanted to leave the government job I've been in for 10 years, that I was halfway vested to my retirement, great benefits. I did not hate my job, but I wanted so badly to work from home and have time freedom, to have the freedom to raise my family, but still have an amazing career. And so my first vision board, it had the Queen's Court of Sales jewelry and the Queen's Court of Recruiting jewelry because I didn't have any of that. But what I really wanted was to earn a car and become a director so I could be home. So I had a big blue board and I spent the last hour looking for it. I just saw it last week and I can't find it. But it was a blue poster board. And my 2 older kids, 3, 5, and 7, or 5 and 7, drew a picture, and I asked them, why do you want me to become a director? And because they knew when I became a director, I would stay home with them. And Michaela, in her little 2nd grade handwriting, wrote it down. And I just love those little writing. And then Gabrielle told me she wanted to so she didn't have to go to before care at school. And I wrote that down. And Renee was 3. And I said, Renee, why do you want mommy to be home? And she was like, because I love you. And then I had Todd write down in his words. And one of the things he said is, you are more attractive to me when you are passionate and going for a goal. And that was blazed in my head. I wanted it so bad for them. I had a visual of me getting to work from home. That was my biggest one. But I'm going to tell you that after I achieved that, I needed a new vision. And so I have right here so many different vision boards, because as your life changes, your vision will. Here's one that was wrapped up from a few years ago. It had college. It had do fun things with my kids. it has changed over the years. So a couple points for you about vision, and then these guys are going to share their stories. Number one, your vision is not just your Mary Kay goal, it's your dream life. Because if it's in your heart, I believe that is put there by God. I don't have a dream to become a heart surgeon or an anesthesiologist, but my daughter's best friend does. I don't have a dream to go scuba diving, but there are people in this world that do. Our dreams, I believe, are God given for His glory. And so that dream life that you see in your head, or maybe don't even fully see, don't feel guilty. That is what we're supposed to do. When we shine, others shine. And so you cannot dream too big. The second thing is, I already told you it doesn't matter how old you are. I was at the Global Leadership Summit last year, and John Maxwell, leadership guru, he's 78. He told a story. He's like, I'm just getting started. He was flown in on his jet. He was so powerful. But he told a story about his 93-year-old dad. And 2 years before his dad died in his 90s, his dad said, John, this is going to be the best year of my life. He was still dreaming in his 90s, because when you achieve a vision, it affects everyone around you when you dare to dream. And so I'm going to tell you, do you know the 5 reasons why people, this was from research I did, why they won't do a vision board or set goals? Number 1, they're not serious about them. Like when you get serious, you have to make yourself dream. Number 2, they don't understand the importance. That's why I'm trying to tell you how important this is. Number 3, they don't know how. So we're going to talk about that tonight. Number 4, fear of criticism if someone sees it. Anybody have that? And number 5, that I think is the biggest reason, fear of never reaching it. And I will tell you, there's stuff on my vision board I have not reached. There's some stuff that was on my vision board years ago that I don't even put it on it anymore. But there's lots of new things. So it is not about whether or not you achieve it. Do you dare? I have a card in my vision book, and it says something. It's from Barbara Sundin, and she said, do you respect yourself enough to visualize your dream coming true? Because it's hard, isn't it, sometimes? And so your vision changes, but the power of the vision, there is no denying it. So if we have time, I'm going to give you some tips on how to make them, but I'm going to let Jana and Allison share a real life story of their vision board.
All right, Allison, would you like me to go or would you like to go?
It doesn't matter. You can go ahead, Jana.
Sounds good, sister. Okay. So ladies and Susie, that was so powerful. I love all of that. That is so powerful. And I was trying to write down the Barbara Sundin thing. Do you respect yourself enough? If you would share that with us. I love that quote. I think that is that is amazing. Y'all, when we were talking about vision boards, and we were Susie and Allison and I were collaborating on Voxer, we were talking about, it was just stirring up so many emotions in my heart. And so, I just looked up vision board and why does it work so well? And so it says vision boards work by leveraging your brain's natural filtering system and neuroplasticity. Repeatedly viewing images on a vision board primes the brain to subconsciously recognize opportunities aligned with your goals. It essentially serves as a mental rehearsal that increases your focus, your motivation, and your drive to take action. And so I will tell you that, all right, I'm excited to show you my boards because they're new and exciting. But first of all, I want to share with you something that is proof positive that everything that I just talked to you about, the reticular activating system in your brain, actually goes to work making what you have on your vision board a reality. Okay? When you see something repeatedly. And I will tell you, so when I was a new sales director, you couldn't earn the first level car. That was a consultant level car. You had to earn the Premier Club. And my unit wasn't quite there yet. And so I was so mad that I bought $1,000 car. I told my husband, I'm driving $1,000 car because I want to make it so uncomfortable. I have to earn our first Mary Kay car. And so we were working on earning that Equinox. And it was just like, I just felt like, I'm like, I want to grow. I want to grow. I want to do more. And so you guys, you have to kind of know how you work. And so I wanted that car, not just because I wanted to feel like I earned a car, but for my family. But I had to frame it as if I were doing something for my husband. And so sometimes you do have to tweak things just a little bit. So what I did was my husband and I were out, and at that time, I did get rid of the $1,000 car because I actually got pregnant with Garrett. Um, so I had a decent car, and my husband had a pickup, but not a brand new pickup. And so I told him, I said, how about this? I said, when our unit earns that premier level car, we will trade off both of our vehicles and we will get you a new truck. We're just going to buy you a brand new truck because I said, you work hard, you help our family so well. I want you to be able to have a new truck, Paul. And so I said, let's do this. Pull into the car dealership. He's like, what? And you guys, back in the day, I didn't even have an Apple. This was like I had a Palm phone. Does anybody remember what a Palm phone was? Anyway, I'm like, does this even take pictures? I wonder if it even takes pictures. And so I figured out a way. I'm like, oh my goodness, I figured out how to take a picture. Imagine that. So I figured out how to take a picture on this phone. And then I went home and I printed it off. And so I printed off the picture of this truck and I put it on the inside of my date book. And I wanted that to be serving as a reminder every time I opened my date book that I am working for my family. I'm working for my husband. I'm working for our dreams, not just mine. Because when you go to work doing your Mary Kay business, you are impacting so many lives, for sure. So anyway, I was working and working my business and doing parties and things. And then subconsciously, by the way, that date book, I like didn't even pay any attention to that date book anymore because I had rolled over into a new date book. Okay. So we earned the car, and so we were getting ready to go to pick up the car within a few months, and one of our vehicles started using oil, and I said, dude, let's go trade off these cars right now. It's a good time. Let's go see what the dealership will give. And so I took the cars into the dealership and I said, what kind of deal will you do for us if we trade in both of these vehicles? And they're like, well, what are you wanting? And I'm like, I don't know. Let me test drive that truck right out there. I took that truck home and I said, hey, honey, that this is what they said they will give. I think we better strike while the iron is hot because I don't know if they're gonna give us this great a deal like forever. So do you want to test drive this truck? I just brought a truck home. I think it's pretty. I like it the best. It's got the prettiest wheels. Anyway, so he drove it and he said, yeah, I like it. I'm like, okay, do you care if I do a deal on it then? And he said, no, go ahead. And so I've never done that before. I went back to the dealership. I'm like, yep, we'll take this. We'll do the trade. We'll do all of the things. And so happy day, my husband got a new truck. And then, we picked up our Mary Kay car. And then sometime later, I was looking in an old date book because I was looking for a conference call number because we used to do these conference call things and I would always write them down in the inside of my date book. I opened up my date book only to find the pickup truck that was sitting in our driveway. We picked the same pickup truck, you guys. That is not, we had no idea. I told my husband, oh my gosh, that's your truck. That is our brain in action. It's like, I got chills. It's like that subconscious. And speaking about chills, you guys, God puts dreams in your heart for a reason. It's like, I like to think of it as a trailer. He is showing you like a trailer to a movie. It's a snippet of what's possible in your life. He would not put a dream in your heart to just slip it away and say, nope, you can't have that. It is possible. And so don't think impossible, think I'm possible. And so are your dreams. And so I'm just so excited because having things in front of you. So from then on, I'm like, okay, always have things in front of you. And so, Suzie, yes, we definitely have a dream to go to Rome this year. And you know what, Allison, you know what Rome meant to me last time when Allison Carter earned the trip to Rome. And so I say we all three go. But Rome has been on my heart since, what year was that, Allison? Oh, you're on mute.
2016, I believe.
Okay, so it's only been 10 years that I've been yearning to go to Rome.
Right.
Okay, so I did when it was time to look things up, I'm like, well, I know I've already studied everywhere where I want to go in Rome, so I know that. But
Mhm.
it's these things that really stirs my heart, and that is, having so much in a college fund before the end of December for Garrett. I do love beach trips. And so I just want to be able to have that financial flexibility to just say, you know what, I just need to leave next week and go to the beach for a weekend. Um, Monthly deep cleaning in my house. I have not hired a maid. And that stirs I got this on the refrigerator. By the way, I've got in my office, on my refrigerator, on my bathroom mirror, because the more places you see it, the more valuable it is. And then retirement fund and the home sweet home is I want to pay off my house a little bit early and extra in our retirement fund. So anyway, all right. So that's what I got. I'm going to turn it over to Miss Allison.
Wow. Okay. I love seeing that. And I love hearing the stories. And I equally I'm telling you all this because Jana mentioned it and I'm mentioning it, which means that that's a leader brain hearing it. So hopefully it hit you the same way. And if it did, if you're like, oh yeah, when she said that, I was like, that's good. Okay. When you said, do you respect yourself enough? That's all I wrote down. Do you respect yourself enough to visualize your goals? And I know that Barbara Sundin is genius, but I mean that is the end of that sentence. But I was like, ooh, I wrote that down. Like, are you have full of excuses? And so again, you don't have a vision and you're in a parking lot arguing with your family, or are you going to take the time because you respect yourself and your goals enough to like sit down and do it? And that leads me right into my story, my goal poster story, which I'm sure you guys have probably heard this before, some of you, but it's the same story because it's still me. Um, but when I was a brand new beauty consultant, I started in February and it was like a complete blur because I got into DIQ right away and the ball just started rolling really fast. But early on, because when you were new, you had to come to the meeting with your goal poster. So goal posters happened. People discussed their goal posters at my unit meeting all throughout the year when they were new. It wasn't just in July. That was when they had a big July goal poster party. But if you were new, like within 1 or 2 weeks, you were coming to the meeting as a new consultant, and that was your place to share was your goal poster. And I did not want to do one. I don't know what it was. I don't know. It was all the things that Janice said. I just felt like I don't have time for, I have a family. Like I have two little kids. I don't even think I have a magazine to cut pictures out of. Like I just didn't have the arts and crafts. I thought it was arts and craftsy and I wasn't trying to, I had it in my mind what I wanted to do. And every meeting she put me on Jump Street. Allison, do you have your goal poster? And I was like, um, not, no, not this week. That happened for like 2 weeks. And then on the third week, I knew she was going to ask me. And I was like, okay. Now, on a side note, when your director does that, she's not disrespecting you or trying to make you feel some kind of way. I ultimately did my goal poster because I knew she was going to ask me again. She was relentless. And so I thought she doesn't know any better. She's going to ask me again. And I don't want to have to tell her no. And so I sat before the meeting and did a goal poster. And I stole a manila envelope from my job, okay, and did a goal poster really quick. And the first time I shared my goal poster, I literally had the pictures just shoved in there. They weren't taped on here. There wasn't anything. I just picked up the little thing and said, that's what this is, and then this what this is. Okay. So then she said, great, Allison, that's awesome. Next week, come back and bring it, have it put together. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I put my goal poster the next week. I taped everything. I put it all in there and she had me share it. And so I was all proud of myself. So I opened up my little envelope and I was sharing and she said, okay, great. You know how directors are. They're like, okay, awesome. Now let's do this. And so she said, there's no dates. There's no dates on any of those goals. She said, it's just a dream that you want to do that. So you have to put a date next to each one. And then next week, come back and share your goal poster. And I was like, oh my gosh, this lady. So I'm going to share with you my goals when I was a brand new beauty consultant. And here's the thing, you guys, and then I'm going to quickly show you some of my updated goal posters because I want you to see what happened to my vision. I want you to think about where I was when I first started. I didn't know if Mary Kay was going to work for me. I wasn't sure if I could do it, if I could sell anything, if people were going to like me. So thinking about diamonds and cars and all of that was like not my thing. I wasn't trying to I mean, in my mind, I was like, that'd be great. But I was just trying to survive the day. Okay. And so when I know it's hard to see, but like, oh, you know what? Let me take my blur thing off. Maybe that'll help. Okay. So when I started, this was my little family right here. Okay. And this is actually after I'd become, no, this is my family. This is in Louisiana. Okay. This is the right one. All right. And so I have things on my goal poster like I wanted to be able to see the sun. Okay. Because I worked from like 6 to 6 by the time I commuted and got my son to pre early school and got to work and took my other son across town over to the other daycare and then got to my job, and then by the time we left in Baton Rouge traffic and all that, um, I wanted to be able to see the sun. I wanted to be able to get a massage. I felt like that was so bougie. Like if you were going to get a massage, like at the time, I'm like, who does that? Oh, only people on the TV shows. I wanted to raise the bar for like my own thinking. I wanted to be able to be somebody that set a high bar for other people and just like a leadership thing. These are my two cute little kids. Look at them. This picture was taken when my husband was deployed. My husband left when Jace was 5 weeks old to go to Iraq, and Jace was about 10. This is how old Jace was when he came home. So look, I'm still working on that goal, the exercise ball. Okay. What else do I have on here? I do have a little pink car because I felt like I had to put something in there. You see how I wrote my goal in there? Like if you look at all of these, I have like scribble scratch where I like wrote in the time, the dates and stuff. Good things happen, get fit, pink, an opportunity. That's what this ladder represented to me. And so my first goals were just like they weren't like tangible things. They were just like, I wanted a better way of life. I wanted to think better about myself. I wanted to feel better about myself. I wanted to raise the bar in my own thinking and my own dreaming and our own finances. I think I put money on here somewhere. Yeah, money talks, right? And so this was my first goal poster. Now, fast forward 6 months later, sales director, quit my full-time job. Now we're moving out of Louisiana. We're moving back to Florida. I'm a sales director in the back home. I just earned the first Mary Kay car. We took the cash and I get to town and I have no consultants and my other unit members just got hit by Hurricane Katrina. So here I am in Titusville and I'm like, what do I do? There's nobody here to hold me accountable. And so I thought I'm going to do a goal poster. Well, I found another manila envelope and I started putting things down on here. Now I've been a Mary Kay. Okay, so now I've got diamond bumblebees. I have, a bar pin. I started getting connected with Laurie Mayfield Banks because she used to come to Orlando a lot. I wanted a nest egg. I took a picture of my hand on the Cadillac steering wheel. And so I would look at that all the time when and here's the thing, when I made this goal poster, I was still working. And I used to take this and I would sit it on my desk because it was like a whole bunch of other folders on my desk. And I would open it like this and I would just look at it. And there's no diamonds or anything on here. This is just my family, things that were important to me at the time. And then my boss would walk in and I go like this. And then she'd leave and I go back like this. Okay. And so now I'm home, right? And these are things that I wanted. I wanted diamonds, I wanted the Cadillac, I wanted what else is on here? Like independence, where it's not where you start, it's where you finish. I cut out things out of the Applause magazine. I started really developing my vision for the things that Mary Kay could bring me now that I knew I had an unlimited border for my thoughts and my dream for myself. And I got through all of being able to see the sun and have a massage. Now I had other things I wanted to really track. Okay. Um, you guys, it wasn't cute either because I know I had this picture shoved in here. I just found it, but this is me in DIQ. Like, you don't have to be the cutest, okay? Like this person, okay, I'm just saying. But then this person showed up shortly after. This is when we used to be able to take the picture by the Cadillac with Gary Jinks when he was the Jana had the same. We debuted in the same class. We didn't even know each other, but we were there together. God is so good. And so here we go. Here's another one. Now, this is funny because this I want to just tell you, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go down and buy a bunch of stuff to create your goal poster. This is literally on a page in the flip chart. This is the back of what it's great to meet everyone. Now let me introduce you to Mary Kay Ash. I ripped this out of a flip chart, okay, and put my goals on here, and I put this into the flip chart. So this is when we were using flip charts. And so if you use a flip chart, I put my own. Now my kids are a little bit older. You see them over here? Now I got another one. He showed up. Okay. And then these were, the diamond rings that we wanted to get. I wanted to have a diamond ring so bad from the company. They were so beautiful. And now I'm seeing all my friends have them and I just wanted them so bad. And then you guys, I don't know what happened, but as I started moving up, now I've got my goal poster is literally on a sheet of paper. This is a lined piece of paper. Okay, and now I've got bar pins and Cadillacs and all kinds of things on here that we're still working on that Cadillac. We still hadn't earned the Cadillac. And when I look at this, you guys, and I look at the words, and I know you can't see it, but when I go back and I look at these goal posters, I see 650,000 I wanted because I wanted 300,000 and we earned it. 650,000 was a goal. We earned it. Diamond rings, we earned it. I'm not showing you because I'm trying to be anything like that. I'm saying they were on my goal poster way back before I ever knew how it was going to happen. Okay. The diamond bumblebees, the court of sales ring seems so out of reach for me because I had never earned it. And then I earned it along with one of my consultants in my unit. That was a belief barrier that was broken for me. And then you guys, I have on here relationships. And I remember when Jan and I were both racing for Rome and our unit was just really taking off and it was just so exciting. And it was exciting to have a girlfriend on board that was cheering me on along the way and excited for me. And she really wanted to go to Rome so bad. And so here I am going to Rome and I'm feeling like Jana's my Catholic friend. She should be in Rome before me because I felt like Rome had a really spiritual significance to her. But I want to just share with you the relationships that you build in the process of this, the right relationships, because there was something that happened in Rome when we had a private tour of the Sistine Chapel that when we were able to go in and take pictures and have that experience where nobody gets to do that, okay? And we were walking around and we went into we had a private tour of the Vatican and the Sistine Chapel. We go into the Sistine Chapel and we walked in like this and we saw, just the paintings were just amazing. We have our cameras, we're all taking pictures. And I turned back around this way to take a picture of the wall in the video and the door that we had walked in. Above that was a statue of Jesus. And when we turned around, was literally at the foot of Jesus. And the person I thought of immediately was Jana. And I remember taking a picture and a video of that and sending that to her and just thinking like, wow, you've got to get to Rome. This would be so powerful for you. And so here is her chance, right? And so the rising shiny unit, this is your chance to get there. But I think you have to respect yourself enough to put this together. And I'm excited for you guys to have a little bit of an opportunity next week to share your goals and your vision, even if right now it is that you just want to see the sun. You want to know what the weather is like every day because you work at because it started with this. And then once I quit my job and I walked out of that and I was like, the vitamin D, here I come, or I was like so excited. Then all of a sudden, my vision was bigger and I had other things I wanted to do because now it was like, okay, check, did that. Okay, check, did that. And then I could recreate and recreate and recreate. And then every year after that, and then you're helping other people develop their dream and not have a fear of dreaming. You know what I mean? And we could go on about this forever, but I'm telling you, when you go to we used to ask new consultants like, okay, so let's just when in the interview process, one of the things I used to say is like, if you had $500 extra this month, what would you do with it? And people were like, $500 extra. Uh, pay a bill? Nope, all your bills are paid. They're like, all my bills are paid. Like, okay, like just 500, like it was such a struggle to try to get people to share what they would do with, they didn't have a world, they didn't have it in their brain what that would even look like if they had extra money after everything was done, what they would do. And so I just think that this is so powerful, and I'm excited for you guys to have an opportunity to really share with the group what's in your Mary Kay heart for you and your family and what that looks like. You guys, my kids are grown now. They're all grown. And I look at this, I'm like, look at little baby Jet, little baby Jace. Like they were so little and they were such a pivotal part of my whole career. And just them sharing in all of the reorders and the saying positive affirmations and repeating all the CDs we used to put in the car because it used to be a CD player. You'd put them in the car and they'd listen to Gloria Mayfield Banks with me. We didn't know what any of the songs were. We were just listening to all these things on how to do this business right. And where you start, you guys, is by putting it all down in front of you so you have an opportunity to look at it. So anyway, that's my little story. I'm excited for you guys to have an opportunity to share next week. So you have homework.
That is so great. And I wrote down, you said, I wanted a better life.
Yeah.
That's what, you guys, Mary Kay is the vehicle that can take us to what we want. Of course, we want diamonds and trips. Of course we do. But just like I could have cared less about that when I started. And actually, on that trip to Rome is where I first met Allison.
Yeah.
We didn't really know each other.
That's right. We had dinner.
Tour. We still tell the story about your husband opening on the Segway tour.
Oh my gosh.
It's so fun, the relationships. And when you said relationships, that is on my vision board. So I have my new one. I'm not going to go through it, but I made mine giant because I have to see it in my face every single day. And I just can't. I take a picture of it and put it on the back of my phone because there's sometimes we don't want to look at it, but our brain is picking it up all the time. That reticular activating system, it is seeing it. I got a new picture to go in my office with Rome in the background because it's just going to be part of who I become. So as you finish, I'm just going to give you a couple thoughts as we finish. We are encouraging you to create your vision board, as you know, and bring it back. And you're not going to share everything that's on it. We won't have time, but maybe you can share one thing and show it to us. I think that was so smart what Allison's director did. But if you're like, I don't even know what to do. If you're like the person Allison said, I don't know what I would do. And I have a really good friend, one of my first team members in Mary Kay. She's like, I don't even know how to dream. It would get her angry. Style you want. Travel, faith, personal growth, like all those categories. Pick categories that are important to you. And then what don't you want? For example, with my finances, I don't want to have to balance my checkbook before I write a check or Venmo someone. I don't want to have to do that. I want to have enough money. I don't have to do that. I don't want to have to pay any debt. I don't want to have any debt. I don't want to, I want to be able to donate money. We had such a great speaker at church. I want to just write a check. That's what I want. Like what I don't want is to worry about money, about how I'm going to pay the bills. Do you know what I'm saying? What don't you want with your health? I don't want to have to take a lot of medicine. Now you can't always help that, but I don't want to not be able to go on rides with my grandkids at Six Flags. Like if you don't know what you want, what don't you want? Relationships. I don't want negativity and gossiping. I don't want friends I have to worry, talk behind me. So that means I do want relationships of women who uphold me. I want relationships where I can call women if I need something. I want a friend who, when she's in Rome, thinks of me and sends me a picture and is cheering for me. So if you're stuck, I read that in a book. Write down what you don't want, and the opposite of that begins the vision of what you do want. And it can be start where you're at, just like Allison said, start with the sunshine or start with Queen of Sales. It doesn't matter. Start where you're at, because as you achieve and make changes in your life and your life becomes what you want, your confidence and your dreams will get bigger and bigger. So I can't wait till we see everybody next week with your vision board, and you get to share just one little thing that's on it, so you don't have to talk long, and you don't have to, but we would love it if you do, because remember that statistic about accountability. When you share it with someone, your director would love if you share it with her, because accountability, the odds of you achieving it are 76%. So woohoo!
All right, ladies, thank you so much for hopping on tonight. 76%. I'll take those odds all day long. All right. So there's the challenge, vision board. And I love that Allison put dates on hers. That's a great idea. So let's go ahead and yeah, set a deadline. Have an amazing week, friends, and we'll chat with y'all next week.
Thanks, ladies. Have a good week.
You too. Good to see you, Diane.
Thanks.
Thanks so much. It was great.
Excited to make my vision board. See you ladies next week.
Yay! All right. See
Yay.
you.